in the industry. My mom was very protective. Jeremy's parents were very great and very protective. So like all the like good, I don't want to call them good and bad, but for the sake of this discussion, all the good people kind of found each other and like, oh, you're not like exploiting your child. Like we can hang out and like go to the movies together. You know what I mean? And so they were a really great fam. We like tried to go on like a date once. It was fine, but so like that would have been so fun to like be in the show with him because I knew that he was gonna be fun. So
and I do want to ask Amber and Van, but just to follow up on that one, Jeremy and I did a convention together right before COVID.
Oh my gosh.
And one of the stories that I found, or maybe it was a rumor, but I thought he confirmed it, was that his brother was the original voice that they were using up until it got greenlit, and that took the time that it took, and his brother's voice had matured, and Jeremy was able to do more of what they were asking for.
Yeah, it's
what
tough.
a serendipitous moment for him.
Well, the industry is so weird. Anytime somebody asks for advice on like how to get started or like tips like for like I don't know how
work
to get
hard, be a
surface.
good person, and wait.
Just go with the flow. Go with the flow. It's changing. It's so weird. And like do the weird crazy stuff that you think of in your head. So the reason why I got like the little chaka roll, has anyone here seen Kronk's New Groove, Emperor's New School? You've seen like the Emperor's New Groove, I'm assuming, yes? Okay. So the little brother and sister doing that, Johanna, that whole thing. I just copied her voice in my living room because I thought it was so fun. I loved doing her, oh yeah, well, that sounds impressive. It's my loose tooth, see? I just loved that line. And then she grew up and her voice lowered, so they needed a replacement. And I was like, I have been training for a year in my living room for this. So like, just do the weird stuff because people need replacements. Like people have to move to a different country. Like people grow up, it changes. So just like, that stuff happens all the time, which is like heartbreaking, but cool, and like,
You don't know why the banks of the river are forcing a new direction, but then you come to new waters.
Yeah, it's crazy. So Adventure Time would have been cool to have with the Avatar, but then, you know, maybe the universe knew I would have been too powerful, so.
I often think I wasn't so successful because I would have been too powerful.
If I was tall, like the universe made me sure. If I was 5'10", it'd be over.
If
like,
I was good at basketball, my mom would have been like, no, stay in basketball, screw theater. But I was 4'8" for a long time. So Amber, since we're all enormous humans here, what were some of the things that, you know, really influenced you? Because I know that, you know, for all of us, it's quite unique and it's nostalgia and meaningful. But is there a show that you always longed to be a part of, or maybe just about touched, but then things changed?
Yeah, this is a complicated question because there are so many wonderful shows that I really love and would like have loved been a part of, but the people who are in those roles, I think they just fit it so well that I'm just like, what's meant for you will come for you. And I'm like, that was them and I can enjoy this medium. Yeah, like I would love to be in like X-Men or like, you know, like Avatar or something like that. But it's so iconic and amazing and I love the voices. So like, I am like, you know what? Like that's fine. That's theirs. Whatever is meant for me will come. But yeah, I love X-Men.
Like the 90s cartoon?
Yeah, and I'm so excited. They're doing like they're like, it's back. I'm like, I'm so excited. But yeah, like my mom was a huge gamer when I was growing up. She raised me as a single mother and she loved video games. So like
I had a single mother. Air
Oh my God, what's my dad?
Ben? No, sorry.
Okay.
Strong natural family with, good for you. That's probably really nice. Less drama.
These are like the only
Oh, you probably healed really fast.
But she, I mean, I was probably not like supposed to be playing this, but like when I was really little, like I was playing like Mortal Kombat and like.
I'd sneak out of school and go to the arcade in grade 4 to play Mortal Kombat. What a terrible thing.
Oh my gosh. But yes, like Mortal Kombat, like played like Tomb Raider and like Resident Evil and Super Mario Brothers, Silent Hill, and Final Fantasy VIII is my favorite game of all time. Yes, I literally have Squall's Graver tattooed on my shoulder, and this game is so important to me. It was the first JRPG I'd ever seen. My uncle, who's like basically my older brother, he was like 8 years older than me, and my grandmother would babysit me sometimes while my mom was working. So I was like in the basement, like watching the video games, and like the opening cutscene comes on with like the music. I'm like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm in love with Squall to this day. Just that was really like transformative for me, and that really was like, oh, video games could be more than just shooting zombies and raiding tombs. Like this is like, there's like it's like a whole like opera basically happening in this, and then that kind of like that game in particular really helped me through some hard times like throughout childhood, and then like opened me up to just like being like with cartoons and like Disney and like all these beautiful animations of video games that had voice acting. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a profession. Like I want to do this. How do I do? I am Potato with social anxiety. How do I figure out? So yeah, so like that particular game just like changed everything for me. Like I would not be here without it, absolutely. So yeah.
And I think so many people are attracted to voice acting because they've had these really important catharses that have come because a character has reflected back to them something that no one else has said before, that it's okay that they are struggling. It's okay that it's hard. And people are always like, no, just smile, grin and bear it. And people are like, no, I want to process this. And this character was the first one that said, I'm struggling and I'm still trying. And then it gives us that motivation to go, you know what, if they can, and I love them for it, then I can love me to try more too.
Yeah.
Ben, follow-up question. Yes. Do you love yourself? Yeah, that's so great. Because sometimes it takes a while for a person to really just tuck into that. But you had two parents, so. No, Ben, I'm kidding. But Ben, same type of vibe of question. We've all got our influences, and they can be, non-English as well. But just kinds of the things that really got you jazzed about the idea that this even was possible, and then maybe I could do it or be a part of things like that.
So I grew up doing theater. I was doing theater since I was 4 years old. So like being immersed in that sphere was like the first thing to be like, whoa.
What was your first show?
What was my
your first show?
I don't remember. I played the Snow King. I don't know what that's from. It might have been something made up. I don't know. But like I've always been immersed in acting as like just a thing. Like I did Shakespeare at some point. I was Duke Orsino in Twelfth Night at one point, which was great. And like, as far as voice acting goes, I always thought it was like this cool thing that I would like to do, but never really like saw myself doing it professionally as a career until like I took a class and someone was like, hey, if this was an audition, you would have booked it, Ben. And I'm like, really? I can do the thing? So that like lit the spark inside me, and then it just grew hotter and hotter. Now I've got this big fire that makes me want to do all the funny voices all the time.
All the time.
But when I was growing up, I watched a ton of cartoons. I was a Cartoon Network kid growing up, and there was a show called Megas XLR. Hopefully some people in the audience might have heard of it. If you haven't, it's about some dude in Jersey who finds a giant robot, and he's just like this big gamer guy who's good with machines, and he has a big robot, and it's very violent.
I know I'll never be the same. Shook my world so hard again. Wish I washed away my sins. He's a dead man walking, blank stare in his eyes. Should have given up on the ones I trust. Never should have been surprised when they shot him down. Cold blood to the ground.